Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about very retarded shit. Second take, actually, because I fucked up the last one. Mostly, also, it's the fault of the extension I'm using to highlight things. Anyway, from Syfy. It's time for Marvel and DC to embrace change, retire their legacy characters. I'm not gonna read most of it because it's a garbage. The guy actually, pretty much, I think he wrote a lot of garbage in here just to fill up his quota of characters and get paid for that. But I could be wrong. Either way, what else would they actually... Seriously, who thought that actually adding this was a good idea? It's as if, like that meme I saw floating around on the internet, in which they actually showed, oh, make it inclusive! And then it shows in the picture right below a pink-haired nobody. No, I don't mean to self-insert you in there. Moving on. Oh, good Lord, Jesus Christ, move on. You people have no story. Moving on to the meat of the article. Marvel artist Sean Isaacsy posted a great thread on Twitter where he shared his thoughts on why some comics' greatest heroes could or should be retired, and it inspired me to write about this. Yeah, no. What Isaacs wrote made entirely too much sense. As comic fans, we always know that Bruce Wayne Batman has a plan to survive anything and save the day. Because he Batman! He Batman! We know Peter Parker's Spider-Man will overcome whatever insurmountable odds are stacked in front of him, and that Clark Kent Superman will do the right thing. Yes, and Marvel and DC holders, the holders of the keys of the superhero kingdom, are trapped in the eternal wash, rinse, and repeat cycle. That's pretty much it. But as you know, back in those days, before woke shenanigans, they used to sell a lot. So, his idea here comes with, not by getting rid of Superman Nixon, but by getting rid of Clark Kent Nixon. Remember, if you don't add an X on every single word you say, that makes you a bigot. I'm watching. By retiring Peter Parker and creating a new alter ego for Spider-Man. Has he ever heard of Miles Morales? No, of course not. Technically, he kinda did later in the article. But I have a feeling that somebody else told him about it, or then he decided to do some research about it, or something, but then he forgot to actually delete this. Anyway, by keeping Batman and upping Bruce Wayne. Batman may have been born from tragedy, but why should it only be a rich guy whose parents were gunned down in crime alley? English? Well, because that's what makes Batman's story so tragic. It's what makes him the hero he is. It's the crucible. It's the point where it breaks him by breaking the hero, and then himself, making him heroic by rebuilding himself back into a hero that we know today. That's what makes stories entertaining, compelling. It makes it interesting. It's breaking up the character is in shambles, and then heroically he fights against all odds and becomes the hero we know. That's what makes good story. It's not because the character, it's like Rey, Sue, Rey Skywalker from Star Wars, when she is born great and stays great with no training whatsoever, anything like that. That's what makes stories crappy. It's what everything else is. With woke ruins everything. Biggest example? It's the idiot here who doesn't know how to write characters. Anyway, let's see. As better it sounds, one reason is that it gives... I don't care! Just as Ultimate Universe provided I still don't care! 2000 something could be an avenue, don't care! Except most attempts by DC and Marvel to do this with legacy heroes like Batman, Superman, X-Men and Spider-Man are not inviting in the least. Well, maybe because you people are woke as fuck. Let's see. In the example, Jonathan Hickman created X-Men. Books are gorgeous and fascinating. The expense Rick Otley, don't care, was really entertaining for a long time fans, but the entire run was steeped in Spidey lore. And if you had no idea about Peter's long troubled ties to the Osborn family, then how in the world could you have truly appreciated the climax to the run? And it doesn't matter. You could go to the internet and at least give you a cliff notes of everything in there and be done with. Remember, most of the people buying comics are already familiar with this, but the moment you destroy that background, the moment you destroy the character to shove in your goddamn filthy woke politics, you lose those people buying the comics, and then you start losing money. And then what happens? Your comics are cancelled. Moving on to jumping garbage. Garbage besides the canonical continuity, don't care. Let's see, DC already has moved in this direction with future states showing future versions of heroes such as Yara Flor as the new Wonder Woman. Yeah, that's why it's garbage. This Jesse Chambers as the new gender fluid Flash. Garbage. Tim Fox as the new Batman. Garbage. But don't just make the future versions, make them primary versions of these heroes on Earth 1. Yeah, let's do that. No, really, let's do that. Let's take a look. Also, let's face it, replacing the lineup of typical white male characters who have held these roles for decades could prove interesting for readers looking to see a bit of themselves in the heroes they read about. So basically, what these people want is everybody to be either gay, bisexual, or queer, or black, or a woman. So basically, what you're trying to tell me is that most of your readers are these people? Well, if they were, we wouldn't be having this tiny little problem here. From ICV2, August 2021, this is pretty much valid for September, June, July, May, April, March, February, January, and so on and so forth. Very little variation to this chart has been noted. In fact, the only thing that was done here, or that can claim to was worse than, is Dark Horse Comics 4, manga adjacent Berserker by Kentaro Miura. Everything else? Manga! That's why nobody cares about these comics. Fuck myself. Just by changing the goddamn fucking piece of shit of the window here on the tabs, I lost the highlights. Wonderful. Fucking useless extensions. I'm gonna have to look for something else. Anyway, let's see. Marvel and DC both have always been scared to death to make radical changes to the publishing lines for fear of losing their entrenched fan base. Never mind that the fan base is shrinking because of a sizable chunk of those readers who still buy handfuls of Marvel and DC comics each month are getting older. Isn't it interesting how he tries to peddle a narrative over here? Yeah, that is a narrative. It's not based on facts. It's not because we are getting older. Even getting older makes us even buy more comics, because now instead of relying on our parents' money to go there at the comic shop when we were kids, now we can go ourselves and buy it with our goddamn fucking hard-earned money. No, it's not because of that, you fucking imbecile. It's because you goddamn shits have started to put in heroes who like to suck cock, or heroes who like to play with their minge, or something like that. That's why. And that's why we get tired of this garbage. Or heroes who are perfect from the tiny little, when they were nobodies to when they are heroes or something. Make them perfect, like Rey Skywalker. We all know that. Like I explained before, it's garbage. Let's see. God damn it. Yeah, I had it all highlighted. Problem is, the powers that be have felt the need to revert back to the same old. Yeah, of course, because they are starting to lose sales, so they need to revert back to the before, so they can actually keep the lights on. Here it is about the Peter Parker thing. When he realized that there's another Peter Parker over there called Miles Morales, a cheaper copy. And either way, not because I don't like Peter Parker, I love Peter Parker. He might be my favorite comic book character. It's the only comic book character that I've read. Not Spider-Man, but Peter has always been the most interesting character in any Spidey book. But there are 60 years of stories involving the Parker lurk. You never ever thought I could see another person being Spider-Man, and then Miles Morales came along. Good lord, dude. Spidey Legacy could carry on without Peter on the webs? Barely. Mind you. Where was it? God damn it, I'm gonna have to search again! Staying, of course, continue to churn out the more of the same music, going to grow on readership. Actually, staying the same as in woke garbage? Definitely not. You're definitely losing sales. But if you return to the previous, to the content, to the stuff that we usually liked and purchased, yes, you would get higher sales. If you keep your goddamn woke imbeciles in check, yes. If you try to keep the, I don't know, Batwoman Nixon getting way too interested in flicking the beam on somebody else's minge, yes, we definitely would like to purchase those comics again. But no, people are not interested in any of that, are you? Oh boy. Alright, let's see, what else? It said on new stories and new characters don't take away from the stories we've had before. New characters. Well, there you go. Now that's something you idiots could do. Make the Super Soy. Because after all, look at this garbage over here. This is what they're trying to do. Wonder Woman sisters bring first transgender Amazon to DC Comics. Why not create a new universe? Sorry, a new universe where you can actually go and do this retarded bullshit. And look at this, it's a black transgender woman. There's so many boxes being ticked in there, it's just absolutely insane. It's a box tick no matter how many times you try to justify it. Look, William said Bea will be a fully fledged character and sure fans she isn't a box to tick. That's precisely what you just did. You ticked a goddamn fucking box. This is from Bound into Comics. DC Comics touts unprecedented orders for bisexual Superman. Looks like worst Superman sales in over a decade. As you can see, it's more garbage. Here, clocked at 68,800 back in July. That's the number one. But as you know, Superman never actually sold less than 70,000 copies. Here, in fact, selling less than 70,000 copies for the new Superman book is absolutely abysmal. And he is right, it's abysmal. Look, in June 2016, DC relaunched the entire line with the EC Rebirth. Superman Rebirth number 1 sold 118,434 copies, and Superman number 1 sold 105. So basically what you're getting here is abysmal sales. The entire universe in 2011, 118,376. Remember, the more you go through time, as in 2020, you should sell more comics, more copies than in September 2011. Because now we have more people. We have had movies and things like that for people to be interested with. Now, seeing numbers like 68,000, that's really bad. Look at this. Well, no, really. Look at this image. It's as if that meme that I keep seeing on the internet is kind of true, in which they shows the image of the retard over there with the pink hair, and then below it says "Bring me inclusivity," and then below there's an image with a pink hair, nobody, useless shit. No, I don't mean to bring yourself in, not to include yourself in there. Good lord. And then we have Bound into Comics again. DC Comics and Tom Taylor's tedious in full display. Bisexual Superman strikes for climate jesters. Yeah, that makes a total sense. With Superman protesting with a bunch of smelly hippies. Wait, is that Aquaman? Yeah, I think that's Aquaman. So I'm still right, with a bunch of fucking smelly hippies. And then the useless pink shit. Yeah. What's the logic behind that? Wouldn't it be more, I don't know, better if you morons actually made Superman try to fix the climate using his superpowers? Something of the sort? Right? No. Too much work, right? Why not make a new character? John Kent. Let's call him the Shaniqua Jr. Super! Is that the man? Is that the man? No! You bigot! Is that a woman? Huh? No, you bigot. Don't misgender it. It's a bug self. The bug self's pronouns is bug self. Is that a plane? No, you bigot. Is that a ship? No, that's a land whale. Stop being a bigot. It's Super Soy Shaniqua Jr. Oh, for fuck's sake, no wonder. This keeps happening, isn't it? No wonder it keeps happening, right? Good lord, what a fucking garbage. And then, let's finish this article. Let these new heroes reflect the diversities of the world of today. The world has always been like this. The only difference is that you morons are trying to erase everything, so you can then prop up another race because of reasons. Yeah. You people are stupid. Anyway, keep the other characters' memories and copyrights alive with reprints and occasional standalone stories. That come in to bring in new blood, by doing so, they can find new readers who can actually recognize and relate to the people's adventures they follow. Well, if that actually was working, we would see increased sales, but no, it's not working. It's time, it's long overdue, change is good, comics should finally embrace it. Well, we can actually see that's not working, is it? Not even a tiny little bit. Anyway, since this is Friday, weekends has a tendency to accumulate stupid, so I'll see you guys on Monday probably with a summary of the weekend stupidity. I don't know. Anyway, if you like this type of content, say it right here on youtube.com/Jester. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell button if you want more of my beautiful face. See? I have special tools to make me sound better, but I don't use it. Why? I'm an idiot. Either way, on that bombshell, have a great fucking night.